Hey everyone, welcome to Pominos. I've got a special guest with me. I've got Big Fazzy. How are you doing?
Very good, mate. Very good. How are you?
Oh, can't complain. No Ronaldo, no United.
Yeah, look, I started to second guess whether I'd actually jump on after seeing the lineup, but I couldn't resist a moment with you, mate.
Oh, mate, I appreciate it. We've got Big Why Do I Like in there. He's singing the Viva Ronaldo song. Good day to you, Rafi. How are you doing? Well, I mean, no Ronaldo. That's a huge out, isn't it?
Oh, it's massive.
Aggressive.
Look, I was watching the interviews before the game, and they asked Rafa, and his grin from ear to ear when they asked him if he was surprised that Ronaldo wasn't playing, and yeah, short of saying he was stoked. Um, yeah, he played the straight bat to it.
Well, I mean, look, that Fred's praying. He knows he's in for a long day. Tony Marshall's praying as well. He'll be obviously his prayers have worked with Ronaldo being out. It's a weird one, isn't it? Because you would have thought they would have rested Ronaldo more for the Aston Villa game last week.
Yeah, it's an interesting conversation when it comes to when's the right time to rest your stars, and I think. Yeah, when looking at the fixtures, I would have probably rested the Aston Villa game rather than the Everton game. I think Everton have had a wonderful start to the season, albeit I do believe their fixtures have been very favourable, but they have had a very good start to the season. So it's going to be a bit of a challenge, I think.
And he's stuck with two CDMs as well.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the
Yes,
game to do it when you drop Ronaldo.
I know that's a bit of a I don't know. Uh, what's it? A soft point for you there, Pommy, with the two CDMs, but
Yeah, it's
um,
Zach Williams in the back line. It's Liam Stockley in the back line to me. It's a
yeah,
baffling call.
it is. But look, I mean, I've looked at Everton's lineup. No, was it no Richarlison, no Calvert Lewin, you know, but Gray has had a phenomenal start to the season, banging in goals
It's
and
a strong
honestly,
squad.
yeah, a very strong squad. And honestly, Rondon, I didn't even realise I must have stopped paying attention when he signed for them, but I mean, him starting up there as well. So
Well, I
it's a
mean,
strong squad.
yeah, I mean, it's just weird that they've. I mean, look at that there, seeing Fred and McTominay, CDMs. I bet Everton are fearful. Are fearful. I mean, as Rafi says here, Martial's got the Ashley Young haircut. He plays a bit like Ashley Young as well. Let's see what Beachy's got to say. No Ronaldo, the Toffees have a chance here at Old Trafford. Well, I mean, yeah, no Ronaldo. The team doesn't. I've got to say, right, interesting point as John Allen's coming here. I know he's a big Villa fan. Ronaldo out. Fernandez takes penalties. Well, evidently he takes penalties even if Ronaldo's on the field. But it does make an interesting concept because last week I thought the United squad was probably the strongest 11 I've seen for since the old days of Fergie. But when you take that Ronaldo out of the team, it doesn't look crash hot, does it?
No, I think just the name Cristiano Ronaldo certainly changes any squad. I do agree with what you're saying with the United squad has probably been on paper looks like the strongest one for a long time. But look, I was the same with some of the comments I was seeing. The minute I saw Ronaldo out, it's just like you don't just lose 5 or 10%. It's almost you're 50 now. Like he's that good of a player. He is that good of a player. And
It's the fear factor, isn't it, as well? Like Ronnie, the name, you know you're in for a hard day.
oh, there'd be players out there who would just be wouldn't have even dreamt of playing on the same pitch as him. So yeah, it's just that absolute fear factor. Um, and look, there's no disrespect to Cavani as well. I mean, he's obviously had a wonderful career, been a wonderful player, but it's different class, isn't it? Like it's just different class.
Oh, and he showed at the Villarreal game, didn't he? Like he didn't get a touch all game, and then it's just that one moment. He is that type of player. You can keep him quiet for 89 minutes. He only
Mm.
needs a minute there.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the it's just that 1 minute and one touch, one moment, and oh, it's
Game
just
over.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't need to tell me about that. I've witnessed it firsthand. So
Yeah, well, he scored this fixture last time, 1-0. Jude's he's new to football.
oh
Welcome. Yeah, you're in for a ride. I'm I'm Rangers and United, and obviously big Fazz is West Ham. That's why he's doing it. Bryce saying Ronaldo, I'll refund on the multi. Yeah, definitely.
I've had a few mates who've messaged me saying, they've got the United and Ronaldo to score, and then the Ronaldo to first goal scorer, anytime goal scorer, and it's just the team came out, and you could just feel the collective.
Well, to be fair, when you've got Fred and McTominay, he could still be first goal scorer because there ain't going to be much attacking.
Yeah, yeah, well, exactly right. He'll come on surely, but yeah, the collective air out of the balloon was felt almost worldwide, I think.
It's probably my fault because in my multi I haven't got him in it, so it's probably my fault. Hey there, Luke. How you doing, mate? We know Beachy's a big Everton fan here, so he's going to enjoy this. So United doing what they do all the time, just keeping it in the back line. You'll see this for 74 minutes until Ronnie comes on.
And then it's Fergie time.
This is what we need. We need Fergie time. It was the perfect game last week, wasn't it, for United? Because
beautiful.
it was a Fergie time penalty, which you can't get much more Fergie time than a penalty.
Yeah, and it was a poorly taken penalty too.
Well, it's still coming down.
Yeah. It hasn't been a good season for last minute penalties. So
I've got to say, I do know that in Manchester's papers that we're talking about that penalty actually hit a guy behind the goal.
yeah.
And he was actually a mute, and now he speaks 6 languages. So fair play to Bruno for that one.
Yeah, it's all worth it. I love it.
Pickford there, Pickford just showing you what I always think about Pickford is he has these moments of calamity, but he gets away with it. You see that clearance kick was woeful by Pickford.
Yeah. He's an interesting player. I feel like he's much better in the England setup than what he's at Everton. So,
do you have a championship team? Said Steve. I know he's a huge Sky Blue Army fan. Is Big Steve?
Yeah. Look, I've actually got a massive. I know that they've gone down, but I've got a massive soft spot for Sheffield Wednesday. But I believe they're actually gone down another league.
Yeah, the
but
Sheffield teams
yeah.
struggling at the minute.
So yeah, my late grandfather was a Sheffield Wednesday fan, so I've got a bit of soft spot for them. But if I had to pick a team in the championship now that I do check quite often is probably Middlesbrough for sure.
Oh, the Riverside! What a place! Yeah. That's right near me in Whitby. That's just a little bit north of me. So many a time going to the Riverside and getting piss wet through on a freezing day.
Yeah, it's probably a bit of the Australian connection there. So
there's a few of them, aren't there? Oh,
yeah.
I'll tell you what. That's what Luke Shaw's evidently got gastro, so that's probably why he's in the final third for a change. Probably a bit disorientated. Why do I like? Started following United because FIFA 16 picked up the game and I picked United as my team. Oh, look at that. I love it.
Yep.
Love it. I love it. What are our thoughts on George Hewitt? Oh, great guy. It's nice to see a signing.
Very excited. Very excited. I'm always about the two-way runners.
You know what we should do? This is a great discussion as well because it's football related and AFL related. I think, right, I'm a bit different to everyone else. I think that the trade window should be 3 months long, like the Premier League one, for one reason. Because on the last day, what happens? All the deals go through in the Premier League. And it stops the rumours, doesn't it? Because it goes on for so long, they can't talk about the rumours. Like, even in the football in the UK, they can't spend 3 months talking about rumours.
Hey, the rumours are out of control in the AFL. It's ridiculous. The last I checked, I think Carlton have got 48 list spots. That's how many players we're signing. Yeah.
Unlimited cash.
Nah, but I do like the idea of an extended window. I think no, it's especially going for Carlton for so long, knowing that we'll get an injury during pre-season that we can't cover. So it's.
You see, I'd like to see it go on till like around round 8. I think
Yeah.
it'd be sick. Because how good is it in the football, right? When someone transfers just after they've played a team and then they play you.
Yeah.
Like game week 8 and he ends up scoring against you. There's not better than someone leaving you and scoring.
There's no greater certainty than that happening.
CR7 is the go. Hi Bella, good to see you, my darling. Richmond or Collingwood or Essendon? Oh, you can tell, surely. Carlton logo.
Mrs. Fazz is a very, very passionate Richmond supporter, so I guess I'll say Collingwood or Essendon then. No, obviously soft spot, a little bit of a soft spot for Richmond. So
yeah, you see, my missus supports St Kilda, so I picked a good missus because they're not a rival and they're not really relevant.
No, yes. Well, when we first started dating, neither were Richmond, but it's yeah, been a bit slim pickings.
A bit of love for Dalot here. I tell you, I'd rather see Dalot in the team. Oh, Martial, that's the highest he's ever jumped. I'd rather see Dalot in instead of the right back, instead of Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Mitch Hoare, great to see you back on the air, Big Fazz. Any chance of Fazz rants?
Hey Mitch, Mitch is a good mate of mine. Yeah, it's good to be back on. Nice to share my thoughts with the people anyone who wants to listen. Look, I'm feeling pretty calm today after the signing of George Hewitt and that. I think Fazz rants might be on the back burner. I'm feeling calm, feeling mellow. West Ham are flying. It's all good.
I'll get you ranting. What are your thoughts? And I'd love to hear this on David Moyes subbing on Mark Noble. Because I've got opinions on it, but I'd love to hear your opinions on it.
I woke up my entire town with my opinions on it when it occurred. I was livid. Look, if I had paid off, yeah, of course, hindsight, wonderful thing. But I was livid. I was actually, I couldn't believe he'd done it. To be honest, I could not believe he'd done it. I thought Declan Rice is there. He's meant to be your the poster boy, the future, the captain. Has taken penalties before. Didn't you learn anything from the Euros, David?
I'm with you. You see, for me, as a former striker myself, I can tell you there is nothing worse than your first shot. There's nothing worse than your first shot, even in play, even if you warmed up. There's always a little bit of tension. There's always a little bit of frustration, but late in the game to level the game. And how many minutes has Mark Noble played? About 7.
Yeah. Not in the Premier League, hardly any.
I thought it was madness.
It was, and look, I wouldn't have minded if Declan had a miss. He had a miss, no worries. But it's the way you miss.
It was a crap penalty.
Yeah, back your bloke. Yeah, I heard a lot of De Gea, great save, mate. It was a shocking penalty, and I think honestly, David Moyes, back your boys. What happens if you got a penalty in the first minute or 45 minutes or whatever? Who's going to take your penalty? You've got to have a penalty taker. It was, you've rolled me up now. I just got over it, and now I'm.
Mate, I was upset for you. As United got a corner here. They haven't been so good at set pieces, so this will probably go straight in. What do you think of Cavani? Are you a fan?
I like him. I think obviously it's no secret he's at the back end of his career. I do like him. He's strong. He's powerful. He's got the skill. He brings players into the game. He's obviously playing second fiddle to CR7. But yeah, I think this would be his last. Surely this is his last stint. I'm not too sure how much longer he'll.
It's weird because me and my mates have been talking about it. I would love Ollie to go to a 4-4-2 and play Cavani
Yeah,
and
yeah.
CR7.
I could see that working magnificently. Yep,
He's getting a lot of
magnificently.
love in the chat.
Yeah.
Gun. Oh,
Yeah.
here we are. Andrew, you've talking Fazz's language. Lingardinho. I'm
Oh,
shocked he's still at United. Lingardinho is one of my favourites, is Lingard. Absolutely love the kid. But I actually thought he was going to West Ham. I would have locked that in.
oh man, this is it's a painful thing. I've supported West Ham a very long time, longer than I can remember, and the back end of last season with Lingard was the happiest I've ever been as a West Ham fan. That was the most excited I've ever been watching him play, watching him around. And I'm talking even when Payet was at West Ham. Like,
Oh, what a player! Didn't he pay him?
mate, he was phenomenal. But that's the reaction Lingard gave me. I mean, I was contemplating buying Lingard shirts, man. Like he was next level. I fell in love with him, and he only played 10 games for us, and I was in love with him. And honestly, every time I see him run out for you guys, it breaks my heart. And I know he's a Man United boy, I know that, but I tell you what, there's a special place for him. Special place for him at West Ham, that's for sure.
Oh, overlap here. Why didn't he hit that with his left?
Yeah, no idea. No idea.
Rondo's got no left foot, evidently.
No. It was offside. VAR would have chalked that off, I reckon.
Faz, why do you support West Ham and Carlton? I've got to say, he's gone for two teams that don't really know what glory is. So,
because I'm a sucker for pain. I love it. No, I blame I blame old man Fazz. It's all him. It's all him. I every day, not a day goes past where I don't blame him for this shocking situation. I'm sure my kids will be the same when they grow up. Well, hopefully not. Hopefully, bit of success. But hey, West Ham, Europa League looking fantastic. Good start to the season. It's all looking up. So got to stay positive.
It is going well at West Ham, I've got to say. I'm a big fan of David Moyes. I know he didn't do the job at United, and I'm still quite critical. I actually thought when you give him a 6-year deal, that was, for me, the board saying they knew it was going to take 2 or 3 years. And I always thought sacking him 6 months in was mental. So I'm actually really happy for David Moyes because I love the guy. Like, worst job in the world, I would have said United job just after Fergie. Worst job in the world.
Well, it's the poison chalice. No one was going to succeed after Fergie. Everyone knew no one was going to succeed after Fergie. But yeah, the 6 months, he didn't get a clear run at it. Look, I'll be honest, I'll put my hand up. I have no issues admitting when I'm wrong. When Slavan Bilic got sacked and David Moyes took over, I'm certain we were going to get relegated. Yeah, what are we getting this bloke in for? He failed at Sunderland. Was it Villarreal? Oh, no, Real Sociedad, sorry.
Yeah, Real Sociedad.
Fail. And I'm like, anyway, we survived. Then we get Manuel Pellegrini, and I'm like, sweet, next level. Here come West Ham. Yeah. New stadium, whatever. Then they bring him back for a second stint, and I'm like, what are we playing at? But I'll put my hand up now. He would have to be definitely the best manager West Ham's had.
I think
in my time.
I think he's one of the managers that needs a team like West Ham, that their expectation isn't massive, but there is a pride at stake. And for some reason, he's a genius at it. He's an absolute genius at it. I don't know why. Like, you give
low
him
budget,
Madrid, he'd get him relegated.
Yeah, low budget. He has to penny. He's always been called Divering Dave. He doesn't like to make a big signing and all that. So. I think you're right. I think he's just built for these lower table clubs and make him a mid. If West Ham can be mid to upper table for a little while, he's done his job.
I'm just shocked he hasn't signed Fellaini.
I think was it the betting markets, as soon as he was announced as manager, it was like Fellaini to West Ham was just like slashed. It was just yeah.
I'm gutted he's not there. Tell you what, Chris, he was brilliant at Everton. He was like, we talk about, don't mind if I'm wrong. When we signed David Moyes, I was well on the bandwagon. I was like, this could be it. This could be it. You've got Fergie 2.0 and we got Darren Ferguson 2.0. I meant the Alex Ferguson, but Game shithouse. Are you in reference to this one? Do you like FIFA 22? I'm actually loving FIFA 22. I like it slow because I think it comes down then to a bit of football tactics. And you can't blitz the skill moves. Have you played it, Faz?
Yeah. I've recently got my hands on it, and yeah, I agree that the slowing it down. I think for a little while there, a few of the FIFAs, it was really based on how many tricks you could do to score the goals, and it kind of takes the fun out of it or the thrill out of it. But I think it's been one of the better ones over the last couple of years for sure.
Mate, 4-4-2, bit of counter attack as Damari Gray tries some Hollywood football.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you what, Damari Gray, he's someone who's really on the skirts of the England team, isn't he?
Well, I was just thinking about him. Like, what he's kind of just come out of, like, obviously I've known he's been around for a little bit, but he's kind of just burst onto the scene since going to Everton. So because he was at Leicester for quite a bit, he played over 100 games at Leicester. He's like burst on the scene. I just looked it up then with 3 goals in 6 games. He's that next tier under the England squad at the moment. I think you're right.
He's the deepest player forward average position in the league, which is crazy. Crazy little stat for your fantasy. Oh, tell you what, United from a set play look dodgy, honestly. So some of them centre backs are related to vampires. They are shit scared of crosses, tell you. Nice. Whips it in from Big Townsend whips it in. Mark Keane.
Well, he's another one. Townsend, who's
he's another one who left Palace.
Yeah. I was surprised that transfer surprised me.
Nothing surprises me in the EPL. Here's Mason Greenwood. Look, he had 2 options then, and instead has decided to go full Messi. What did Wan-Bissaka do there? We need to do. We should. I'm keen to do a Pominos Creator Club for a bit of pro clubs. If anyone's keen, I love a bit of pro clubs. I know Andrew in chat. He's a huge pro club player. We've done pro clubs, me and Marshy, 2 of my mates. So if anyone's keen, we'll get it going on the old PS. Wan-Bissaka, honestly, controversial opinion, I actually reckon is the worst right back in world football.
Ooh, it's a big call. But
it's a tough call. He's
look, he struggles. He does. I think he's protected. I think he'd be much worse if he didn't have the protection around him.
He runs the 100 meters in 11.8 seconds or something. I was reading.
Yeah, wow.
And he is the only person I have ever seen who, when he's got the ball and runs with it, he must run the 100 meters in 4 hours 35 minutes.
Yeah. You may as well have Usain Bolt out there.
Someone slow down that much. Yeah. I was never particularly quick. I'll hold my hand up, but I reckon I run the same pace with the ball as without the ball.
Yeah, it's I think an unvalued skill that not many people talk about. The pace with the ball versus without it. And yeah, I think you're right. Like, there's no doubt he's quick, but ball at his feet, I don't know.
He just, for me, just doesn't do enough offensively. Like I never liked the deal when we got him.
Yeah,
I still don't like the deal as. Like, I'd play Dalot over him, and I don't even rate Dalot, but
yeah,
like, who else are you going to play?
Need a bit of Vladimir Shufal in there.
Yeah, you need him.
Yeah.
If Wan-Bissaka's the worst, Lovren at right back, so he can claim to be the best. Big Lovren.
What a player.
We need to get James Tav from Rangers. There's the best right back in the world football, I tell you.
Well, speaking of Rangers, you'd be pretty chuffed at the moment with what's happening to a certain team in green and white hoops.
I've got to say, seeing Celtic absolutely implode is some of the greatest things I've ever seen. It's good to see. It
came out of nowhere.
It's Angie's fault because he got me Brendan Bolton. So this is payment. This is payment in full.
Yeah.
So I'm glad.
Dear.
I'm glad. After this, I'll be nice to Ange, but
Hmm.
it's good to see him suffer at the moment.
Yeah, it's a bit of a catch-22, but he'll recover. I'm sure he'll find a team.
He'll recover. He needs time. The Saudi job's tough. It's the same as the Rangers job. Like when you come in, you need a bit of time, and the fact Celtic aren't spending any cash doesn't help the club a lot.
No.
But it's good to see, I've got to say. It's good to see. Well, we're 20 minutes in, and United are doing their usual thing of playing the ball with zero pace. What are your thoughts at the moment?
I feel like United had the better chances from open play. Everton looked really strong with the set pieces, but that's probably more to do with United struggling with the set pieces. To me, it's got 1-0 written all over it, and we all know who's going to score it. It's fast forward to the 70th minute, and he'll come on and he'll score. But yeah, I don't get it. United at home, they're playing like a team. They're playing like Burnley are playing away. Like
it's a weird style. Like we don't move with any pace, and you watch as the ball comes in. Cavani free header, great save.
Yeah.
But when the ball starts to move like that little bit of quickness, we look really good.
Yeah.
It's weird because we are so Carlton. When we move the ball at pace, we look world beaters. When we slow it down, we look really bad.
Yeah, that's a great analogy. Thoughts on Pickford's save? I thought that was a pretty good
save.
Pretty good save.
Honestly, one-on-one, Pickford is grouse. Like in them moments, he really gets it. See there, that does made as well with Fred. His positioning from that set play.
Yeah.
He was always coming there as well, and he looked like surprised.
So,
oh dear, Fred.
Your idea would you just play one of Fred or McTominay or neither?
Yeah,
Obviously, you don't want both.
I know Big Scott McTominay hates playing CDM, and he sees himself as a box to box. But someone just needs to sit him down and say, "Mate, you're a CDM. Thank God that you're playing for a good team." Like, like Fred here, look, like he's just giving away a pointless free kick there. Like I don't mind one or, but I just think playing two CDMs with this attacking talent, it's like watching England with all the attacking talent in the world, but it's safety first. Like two CDMs to me says you don't trust your back four, and if you don't trust Varane and Maguire, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, and I think especially when you signed Varane, like that was the intent, in my opinion. That was it. Like, great, you've got Maguire, you've got Varane, two very different centre backs who complement each other amazingly. If you're not going to trust them, then who are you going to trust? Like,
mate, you could play you and me at right back and left back with Varane. And
100%. 100%.
Like, I'd fancy myself keeping a clean sheet playing left back with Varane and Maguire.
Yeah, not wrong, but I don't know, for whatever reason. So, I guess, what do you think it is? Do you think is Ole just scared, or is he just, what is it? Is he in self-preservation mode?
I genuinely think it's his structure that he likes to play. I think a lot of these modern day managers watch Pep Guardiola and they think ball retention is a good thing. Like, it is a good thing, but I think it's such an individualized way of playing. Like, I just think United is probably the best place to come as a coach because they want to see fast football.
Yeah.
And I think you don't have to play a 4-4-2, but I think one CDM and bring another cam in, you'd be fine. We've got the players to do it. But it's like here, look, we get to the final third and he just slows down. Like, Maguire's going to do a few Greenwood does a few tricks, squares it.
Because my thoughts on it is, and I'm not sure he's there yet, but you can always pinpoint the moment where a coach or a manager goes into self-preservation mode. We saw that with David Teague, as far as not wanting to play players that he should play. He's more like playing safe. It almost feels like that with Ole already. Like, is he in that self-preservation mode? He's like playing safe because he knows that one or two stuff-ups and you've got other managers knocking at the door for this job. But I don't know, like I said, maybe it's just his structure, it's just his system, but where does he go from here? Like,
I just think that I think the best 11 at United has got to be the easiest gig in the world because
Yeah.
it kind of writes itself how you want to play. All these boys want the ball coming at pace. That's why I think if you played Cavani, you have that option to play it quickly into him. He's a very good target man, and then you work off him. So Greenwood, Rashford, CR7 working off him. I think it's a dream. But like this here, where we all cluster, and Fred there just dispossessed. I mean, how he's managed to hit Decore. I know Decore is big, but he hasn't got his own gravitational pull.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a great ball in. Oh. And
that's
why you can trust Maguire and Varane, because Maguire just gets in the way. I've got the big TV in here, babe. Thank you, babe.
Was it
cups of tea?
Oh, that's a result. Is it? It's Lindelof playing, not Maguire.
Oh, is that Lindelof? Oh,
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. I thought, it's I had to double check because I saw it before. But
I thought Maguire was dead.
But see, I like Lindelof. Don't get me wrong. I know he divides a lot of people, but I like him. I think he's solid enough. Bit of a whipping boy, to be honest.
I think Lindelof reminds me of Lockie Plowman.
I'm not even joking. I was literally just about to say it. I was about to say the Lockie Plowman of Man United. Yeah.
If you go back through Lindelof's mistakes, it's a bit like Plowman. If you actually go back and watch it, you can see it coming from the midfield. Like last year, some of them attempts to stop counter-attacks left Lindelof way too exposed.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Lindelof. Like, look at here, Fred. He's ran over the ball, and McTominay was lucky he was there. And of course, Greenwood takes a shot from 40 yards out.
Yeah, nothing short.
Blue baggers. Martial's looking scared of some. He's a player that I don't think it's possible to go as downhill as Tony Martial has done. And I think he's a confidence player. He's a bit like Lingard. That's what West Ham did well. They gave him confidence. They made him happy. Like Martial's never going to be that 70th minute come on and enjoy his football.
So what do you do with him then?
I think you sell him.
Yeah.
Well, the rumours are Dortmund want him as a replacement for Haaland. I don't know if they've been watching 2017 highlights.
Yeah, well, good luck to you.
Here he is. Oh, Martial's got a bit of luck. Horrible layoff.
And your mate. I just saw the hashtag respect Plough, and I agree. Where is it?
Respect
Plough. I've got a massive soft spot for Plowman for lots of reasons.
Rafi knows me. I've got the cup of tea, and he's also asking, is Cathal playing today?
I think he's not going to. He's obviously we play tomorrow. He and Fredericks obviously missed the Europa game. I think he'll get up. Last thing I read was he's a chance to get up. So, and he's a tough little bugger, that bloke. So I reckon he gets up.
Well, that's good for your fantasy. You know what?
Don't hold me to that though.
You know, if Ronaldo doesn't play, I've just realised that I'm putting all my eggs in the Bissouma basket because he's my first sub.
Oh God!
He better play.
Who are they playing?
Because Brighton, they've got Arsenal, haven't they? So I don't fancy their chances of creating too much.
Yeah, they
nice
do.
late challenge there from Big Scott.
Oh, a little bit of handbags afterwards.
What I love about Scott is the people who know me know that I'm a huge Scotland fan. That's my national team. And Scott McTominay for Scotland he's like a young Patrick Vieira. It's really weird being a United fan because I watch him for United and he's garbage half the time. But put him in a blue shirt and the guy is fucking lightning.
Yeah. I like him, but I also like Donny as well.
You see, Donny, I wouldn't mind, going back to what you were saying, 2 CDMs, I wouldn't mind Donny van de Beek being the box-to-box. So I personally have, if I was picking the team, I would have Pogba in that number 10 type role, that number 9 type role, playing off the front man, being the creator. And I think if you put Fernandes and Donny van de Beek there together in the centre and let him work both ends of the ground. I think he's a phenomenal player. I don't know why Ollie doesn't like him.
Yeah, I really like him. So
could be a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, a bit of push and shove, a little bit of handbags.
Could be a bit of trouble though.
Yeah, nah.
Decore, if you just want to give Fred a left up.
No one got a card there at all.
Good ref though. So he's kept the game going, which you've got to respect.
Yeah, he's not bad in there. Big Rafa, hey, the big man.
Look at him. He's it's so weird seeing him in an Everton.
It is. It's not right, is it? It's just not right. And look, I've got no love for Liverpool or Everton, but it's just not right.
It's weird, isn't it? I mean, great manager though. I'll give Rafa his dues. Like, great manager. Like, Fred can't keep fucking possession. Do you know what I mean?
Nah, he's having a bit of a mare today. But on Rafa, I was hoping West Ham were going to sign him around about the time we signed Pellegrini, because we were linked to Rafa too, and I was hoping we were going to sign him, but we never did.
He's very good coach.
He's very good. We went to China for a bit.
Sorry. He did go to China. Yeah, he's much travelled. I've got to say, Rafa.
What I loved about him.
How you doing, mate?
What I loved him was when he managed in the Championship. Right.
Yeah, he's to be fair, he's been very loyal. I mean, he worked wonders at Newcastle as well.
Oh, magnificent.
Tell you, United just need to. I really do feel like United, when they sit back, because you look how deep in that freeze frame there shows. Look, you've got Martial left wing, and he's almost playing left wing back there.
Yeah,
We really invite the pressure on. We're inviting you into our box, and I just don't
get it. I don't get it. Yeah, it's at Old Trafford. You know, you should be.
Arben, you're speaking my language. Fred's got to go play Donny. Yeah, spot on, man. Like,
yeah, I love Donny.
And it's when people on United forums say, "Oh, McTominay and Fred aren't CDMs." Look at their native positions there. That is the textbook CDM.
Yeah.
We are actually playing two CDMs with about $1 billion worth of talent up forward.
You revert back to just your natural instincts, and when they're playing in that position, that's where they revert back to.
Oh my God, Fred. I always watch these games and just think like what I would be like as a striker. And I tell you what, I reckon being a striker for United in this system must be horrific, because when the ball comes to you, it just comes to you. There's no rhyme or reason of how it's got there. It just suddenly is on you.
You have to make your own brilliance, I'm finding.
Yeah. Well, look there. Like, Cavani's the deepest forward, and there is no one. Oh, great save.
The ripper save. Absolute ripper save.
Great shot as well, to be fair. He's got that on his feet.
Yeah, that was a ripper save. But I think, playing up front for United at the moment, you got to make your own magic, which is, I guess, why Ronaldo is doing so well, because he's a magician. And he, I think, when the ball's coming to you slowly with not much zing on it or anything, it's so difficult. It's a great shot. It's a great save. How that didn't dink over his arm, that's a great save.
He's created the angle as well beautifully. Created the angle. Opened it up. Fred's a League 2 player. He's fucking, I tell you, Arrogant Town. Arrogant Town, one of my mates is involved with Arrogant Town. They're in League 2. I don't reckon he'd get a game. Arrogant.
Love that.
I'll give my mate a call and see if he wants him, but I just think he'll say no. But I mean, you've got to remember that this is one thing that just shocks me about United is you are at home against Everton. Like, give it a go.
Yeah, yeah.
Because the space we give in the middle of the park, I was thinking, is insane. As Wan-Bissaka, as Greenwood gives away a petulant free.
Yeah.
That's the professional free kick, isn't it?
It's nothing in that, but yeah.
It's the professional foul, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, the pass through his legs, take him down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We called it.
I think the Everton squad's it's a strong squad. They're obviously well managed. I think they're going to have a really good season. But again, players on paper and that, which is a dangerous game to play. I know names on paper. You guys should be banging goals, And it was the same with Villa last week. You should be banging goals against these teams. I consider Everton to be a mid to upper mid-table team, and with Rafa, they might be able to go to that next level. But what are you playing at? United are meant to be challenging for titles.
I'm with you, and I think it's like the England conversation. Why did England win 1-0? But it's because they set up to win like that. Like, I'm with you. I want to see a free-flowing game. Like, I'll give Gareth Southgate a bit of kudos. He gets the results. But if you're not actually winning games, and I've been asked the question here, who do you bring in? I mean, for me, Conte is too defensive, but I would say Conte is a lock. At the moment, if they sacked him today, I would say he would be 1 and 2 on their phone call.
What about Pochettino?
Well, I mean, Tottenham went in for him, and they said that Tottenham were interested, weren't they? It was. I mean, that he was interested in the return. It was the money involved in getting him away from Paris.
Yeah,
but I like Poch. I mean, controversial, and I was talking to you about this. I like Eddie Howe. I think he plays progressive. It's exciting, and I don't think they'd do it. I think they'd bring a brand name in, but I think he's someone who could build an identity, and I think we lack identity.
Eddie Howe would be a brave choice, but it would be a great choice because I love the way he plays. He was destined to fail at a club who can't financially back the way he wants to play. I love, and what is he? He's at Man City now. Is he as a coach or is he? Eddie Howe?
Let's have a look. What is Eddie Howe doing now?
I swear I saw he was at Man City. I think as a coach or something. So yeah, I love Eddie Howe. I think he's.
I know Eddie Howe. He got dicked by the Celtic job. I remember that. Big Alan, I'm enjoying this more than I thought I would. Oh, cheers, Alan. I appreciate that, mate. Mark Robbins. Nah, we've got to keep Mark Robbins at Sky Blues. Oh, look. It's great to see Fazz in the flesh, says Tim J. Wilkes.
Is that one of my Twitter friends, is it?
Mate, how good's that? How good's that? Oh, it sounds good.
Love a bit of Twitter action.
Window, United need mids. Well, I mean, we need to speak to Fazz, see if we can get Declan Rice.
No, mate, that'd be me done. I would cry, but yeah, what? Declan Rice.
Surely 60 million and Lingard would get the deal done.
Lingard's out of contract, isn't he? At the end of this season,
I think we're doing
so. We'll say 80 million in Lingard, and maybe we'll have a coffee.
80 million in Lingard. United were quoted 100 million for Haaland. Jesus, how good is Declan Rice?
He's world class, mate. He's world class. He's the next captain of England. Don't you worry about that. And you got to put the England tax on there as well, of course.
Oh, I suppose so. Yeah, you have. I mean, that is going to be very important as well with the new visa rules.
Yeah,
Fred that was amazing. That passage of play. Fred managed to Decor pulled out of the ball, and Fred still managed to be second best to the ball when the ball actually hit him.
Yes.
Look, watch this. Here, look. Well, he pulled out of it, and the ball just bobbles in front of. It's amazing.
Did he take out Cavani as well? By the looks of it.
What? How?
Jeez. Yeah, he's magic.
I haven't played 90 minutes of football probably since 2018, and I reckon I could play CDM better than Fred, and I have never played CDM.
It's actually not that difficult of a position to play, to be honest. That's why Declan Rice makes it look so good. But
don't I just sit in front of the centre back?
Yeah, all you do is you pass it sideways. You pass, it's. But back into the Declan Rice conversations. I mean, I'm never one to say, hey, this player went for this or this club did that trade, so he's worth this. I hate that garbage because you should never be bound to what someone else paid. But the fact that Ben White goes for 50 million, that says to me that Declan Rice is worth at least much more than that.
Yeah, but you are using Arsenal's transfer strategy.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. And I never ever wanted to be hell-bound. You never be bound. Like I hear a lot of people, with the footy, for example, well, Sard went for this, so he has to go for that. Well, I'm sorry, a different time, different trade, different person. So it's the same thing. I don't
the way I look at it, United played 12.86 million for Ronaldo.
Yeah, and Declan Rice is half of Ronaldo. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'll give you 6.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, nah, look, I think West Ham can hold on to Rice as long as we keep maybe playing Europe. But as soon as we don't, he's gone. Unfortunately,
it'll be interesting what Rice does. It'll be interesting to see because obviously the big clubs are going to be knocking on the door.
Yeah, well, I think it depends. It depends what his motivation is. Because he could literally be the next Bobby Moore when it comes to West Ham. Like he could be the greatest player West Ham's ever had. I mean, we're talking about Mark Nobles and all that, and everyone loves Mark Noble. He's the cuddly little, we love Nobes. But Declan Rice is next class. Like he could be the captain of England. He could lead England to trophies. And if he does that staying at West Ham, then he could make a legacy for himself hitherto unseen, like he's just, but obviously if he goes to United, he could do the same thing, winning trophies, of course. But there's just something about being maybe this is a biased point of view, but being a legend at a middle club.
No, I'm with you. No, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you.
Yeah, but it just depends what he wants. I mean, and West Ham obviously can't pay him the 250 grand a week that he'll get offered at other clubs, but so maybe that's motivating factors as well. But you just hope there's that little bit in there. That's what that little bit. Do you want to just become a West Ham legend, my son? Just do it. If we get relegated one time, then yeah.
Personally, I want him, but I would love the romanticism of him staying.
Yeah,
staying at West Ham. I like it when these Noble. We talked about him there. He's probably turned down some good clubs in his league.
Especially when West Ham got relegated 2010. I know, Arsenal were into him, and I think Fulham and Sunderland back when they were still in the Prem. A lot of teams were into him. He stayed, I mean, Scott Parker left, and I loved Scott Parker, and he left. But
Scotty Parker, what a player he was.
He went to Tottenham, didn't he? So, if you're going to leave, don't go to. If you're going to leave, you don't go to Tottenham. That's anyway. Pom.
Surely.
Yes.
Martial.
I felt it, and your mate. We've been slagging him off this whole show, and he comes in. This is the curse.
That ball was played in with a little bit more pace, which is what you want to do when you've got Martial there.
Yeah.
Great finish from him as well. He opens his body so well, does Tony Martial.
Absolute superb finish. I felt it when they got that overlap. When he was, look how much space he had down that
it's
side.
A lot of space, and I've got to say, kudos there as well. That Cavani spotted that.
Fernandez.
Sorry,
Fernandez. What a pass! Yeah, and just look at the way he opens up his body.
Great finish. That
could Pickford have done better, maybe, but nah, it's a good finish.
Yeah, Rafi, you're spot on. It was an Ashley Young type finish as well. Right foot curler.
Yeah.
Surprised as well he went near post. I thought he would have put that. There's probably harder place to hit near post.
And that's what I thought on the goal live. I thought he'd gone the far post and great finish, but he's actually just gone over Pickford's hands. So no, it's a good finish. 1-0 just before half time. You've got to be happy with that.
That was it, mate. Good time to score. And it's weird because I was going to say, just when we had that throw in, it's weird that if you watch United last 5 minutes of every half, they really do start to up their intensity. It's a weird thing. It's almost like the first 40 are just warm ups.
Again, it reminds me so much of like a Burnley away or something like that. You know, hold off, and try and get a cheap goal at the end. Like, but hey, you're not going to scoff at 1-0.
No, I'm with you. I mean, you watch Rangers and Steven Gerrard, he likes to start quickly. And it hasn't quite worked out as well this year, but last year we got quite a lot of opening 10-minute goals. It kind of gives you that opportunity to control the game because they're always committing men forward to chase.
Yeah, yep. No, that's I like a quick early start. That's if you do, even as a supporter watching it, you do feel just a bit more comfortable. Like obviously, but
definitely.
Yeah, there's
Freddie's got to be the worst footballer ever to play
it. Yeah. Look, there's plenty of bad ones, but
it's United and Brazilians.
Yeah.
Like Kleberson. I mean, Raphael started off all right, but
I didn't mind him, but yeah, he tapered off pretty quick.
It's just we don't get much luck.
The Brazilians
South
really,
Americans.
yeah. Do they really kick off in England? I mean, they tend to start off really well. You know, I think. I mean, Richarlison's obviously having a good career, and Firmino, but I mean, Firmino's in a world class team, or you know, when they won the league. Yeah, I don't know. There's something about it. I just off the top of my head, without doing any research or anything, I haven't really looked into it. But I can't really think of many Brazilians who have really.
Coutinho, he was pretty good at Liverpool.
Yeah.
But again, I suppose superstar team.
Yeah. So, you know, I think
probably weren't as good under him, but he was a very good footballer. But
Felipe Anderson started like a house on fire coming to West Ham, and then just fell into a pit. So yeah, I feel like they can come to the league and start off really well, but I just think long term, I'm not sure if they have the goal to be able to stick the league out. I'm not sure.
It's a tough one, isn't it? Because like I remember when we signed Fred, and like I was saying to one of my mates back in Pommyland, you don't go to Brazil to sign a CDM.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Like I'm not stereotyping the Brazilians, but I know Dunga was a great CDM and stuff like that, but I don't genuinely associate Brazil with defensive security.
No, you're right. You want a British CDM, I think.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like if I'm going out to buy a cam, it might be Brazilian. But great point here. Is it work ethic? It probably has something to do with it. I think
possibly,
I think as well, it's the style of football that the British play.
Well, it's the toughest league in the world. We all know that. Look, the work ethic thing is there. I'm sure if anyone who's listening or watching, you know, if they've got any ideas about any of the Brazilian or even South American stars, I can name more that have failed than more that have succeeded. Put it that way. So.
I'm just trying to think now, going back through my childhood. I know Gilberto Silva, he was Brazilian.
Yeah.
And I suppose Arsenal fans will tell you he was probably the best CDM in the world. He was pretty good. Edu was pretty good as well there. But I wouldn't say Edu, Gilberto Silva, I'd probably say was brilliant. But I wouldn't say Edu was world class.
Yeah.
Anderson was horrible.
Yeah.
He had his moments. Anderson was the biggest cock tease in the world for United because he could make Maradona look shit for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then he would look absolutely garbage for 6 games.
I think it's just the name in it. the one name. But so half time 1-0. You happy?
Well, I mean, it's the United game I've seen all year. You know, it's trying to be controlled. It's measured. It's slow. Lacks a bit of energy. And then when they turn it on, they create the goal. And now you probably will see us go back into our shell until whenever Ronaldo comes on.
Well, I think that's my next question. If you get 2-0 up, do you bring him on?
For me, if they get 2-0 up, like, nah. Like, you've got to take the breaks when you can get them.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I agree on that. But I think if it's still...
I'm surprised they rested him so early in the year.
Yeah, well, I think if it's still 1-0, then you bring him on. But if you get 2-0, you don't. I guess it was an international break coming up after this game.
Yeah.
So they know he's obviously going to play 2 full 90-minute games for Portugal if they're playing. So, to me, that's one of the biggest killers as well. You think, oh, great, your players get a rest, but they go out and play 90 minutes for their international team, and it just kills you.
Well, I mean, you may get lucky because they're playing Qatar.
Yeah, right. So he might not play.
And then they've got Luxembourg.
Okay. Or they play him so he gets 6 or 7 goals. Absolutely.
But, I mean, the Qatar thing just smells of a bit of a...
Is it a friendly, is it?
Money. Yeah, it's a friendly. But
yeah,
it feels like a bit of an oil
of course
money.
It is. Yeah, he'll play that.
I mean, I can't see him resting him.
No, he's going to be the big marketable figure there. Imagine if they try and play that and he doesn't play. No way. But like I say the same with Declan Rice. Yeah, like, oh great, he's played 90 minutes every game except for the cup game against United, and awesome, he'll go to England and play more 90 minutes. Like, it's just a killer. It's just a killer.
Oh mate, internationals are never good. We've got a good question by Arben. I find it hard to understand the tactics. Are we a counter-attack team? United. It's tough to see what we are because we have stages, where we're really pressing. We press really high up the ground. We're like a licorice, all sorts of teams. But I'd say, like, when you watch us, how we just natively set up, he really enjoys the switch. And he does like to sit back and soak up pressure. And it's kind of, they work the attacking numbers and the defending numbers. I wouldn't say we're a traditional counter-attack side, but we are happy to give up that centre part of the ground for some inane reason.
Yeah, I wouldn't really call it a counter-attacking team. More so, I think it's a defensive team. I think it's, Ole's, he's happy to get 1-0 up and that be the result. I'm not too sure counter-attacking, because you don't really have that burst out when when defending something. It's a good question.
It reminds me of like Audi Liverpool, because
it's
kind of similar to the way they press, but we don't start pressing until you're deep in our half, where they're pressing as soon as the possession's lost. It's not a style of football that I enjoy watching, I have to say.
Yeah, and I think it's the old traditionalists. We hear Manchester United and think, it's going to be a great game, but it's not, to be honest. So yeah, it's one of those ones, and I think for me personally, as the the neutral supporter, when you're hearing that, I want to watch every United game because of obviously CR7, yeah, and when you hear he's not playing, it's like, just a bit deflated. And but look, I'm happy with the goal. General experience goes that when there's a goal, it should open up from now. Everton got to go for it now, don't they? So, hopefully it gets a bit more free-flowing, 70th minute onwards. Hopefully, we see a couple more goals. Yeah.
I'm with you. I feel the opposition has so much time. They do. We really do stand off, particularly in their half, which I'm not a fan of. Like, one thing I'll say about Liverpool is I enjoy their intent to get the ball back very quickly. I enjoy seeing that. It reminds me of, the United in the 90s. Big Josh singing the Tony Marshall song. Joshua, I feel sorry for Donny. So sad for him to lose his best years. He thinks it's been a good game so far. It's been a fairly evenly matched game. Both sides have had chances.
Yeah, with what you were saying before, as far as United sitting off and having all the possession, I could say that now with the West Ham games that I watched in the league and then the cup. Obviously, United beat West Ham 2-1, but at no point was I feeling like, oh, United are on top here. They're on top, because you always felt in the game. You always feel like you can score because you're getting so much of the ball in that's you think, oh, just one good ball, just one good ball, just one good ball. And that proved that, like when you were 2-1 up and we had that one good ball, got the penalty, obviously missed the penalty. But this game feels exactly like that. Exactly like that. Just Everton just need one good ball and it's a goal, because you're getting all that. They're getting all that time and space in the midfield. So yeah, I think that was a great. I'm not sure who said that comment or that question.
Albert.
Albert, yeah, that's a great point.
When are Rangers playing? 1 a.m. tomorrow from memory. Hibernian. We've got
the Hibs.
We got the big Hibs. 1 and 2 in the league. Ole doing a great job. He's bringing back the old times United. Took Fergie 7 years. Ole's playing United way. Jesus. Gotta say, as a man that was around the 90s, it couldn't be further away from the style of Fergie. Fergie was very quick, was very press heavy, used the flanks, looked for the overlap. Yeah, I think Fergie's side would batter Ole's side by about 10 goals by half time with the reserves.
Yeah, I tend to agree. The Fergie's United was different class. A lot of people talk about the Invincibles, Arsenal's Invincibles, and that's fine. Like, great team, great season, but the sheer longevity of Fergie's United was just, you'll never see it again. And as far as the comment as well, yes, it did take Fergie 7 years to win the trophies and all that, but different time. United don't have 7 years to win a trophy. Like, you have to, with the money in football now, the investments in it, you don't have 7 years. Like, it's if you don't win a trophy at United in 2 seasons, then you're pretty much done.
I think Kyle makes a great point as well. You can't use 90s United as a comparison. And I think nowadays as well, the game is built around ball retention.
Yeah.
Like, you hear even the pundits, know a few guys who are working in the scouting in the UK, and they're obsessed with possession retained stats and things like that. Like, Fergie was so direct. It was such a direct game style. Like, you go back and watch, like, particularly the late 90s, how often you'd see a 50-yard switch on a diagonal. You don't even see that anymore. Like, you'll maybe see one a game. Like, you'd see 6 or 7 a game in the late 90s, early 90s. And I actually think it's kind of sad, because I would have loved to have seen Fergie go against a Pep, because them styles are so contrasting. One is, 70, 80% ball retention. You look at Fergie, he was quite happy with the 40, 50%. And it was a very direct game style. I wouldn't say long ball, but it was virgin in them days of everyone played the long ball. And I actually think there's a merit now. When you look at someone like Atletico Madrid, who I think are kind of the closest we've got to 90s football. It is very direct. They look for the overlap. They look for the big through ball. Me and my mate watch a lot of La Liga, and we always say it's like the holding the L1 triangle ball all the time.
Yeah.
I'm in it. And I think it's a shame that you don't see that anymore, because I actually think the direct style of play in a good setup could be quite effective.
Look, I'm a bit of a cynic when it comes to this stuff in all sports. Surprise, surprise. It's the era of statistics, as you mentioned before. If I get shown one more, oh yeah, but he had an 80% pass rate, or he completed 200 passes. If I see one more of them, I'll spew up, because seriously, any bloke can make that pass rate if you're passing sideways or passing along the back four. So I think the era of stats have probably killed that, because kind of like the era of sports science as well, where it's like, oh no, we've got to make sure we get our pass rates up or our ball retention up, rather than actually trying to score. So that's my cynical view on it, as far as the era of statistics, as you'd say. But I agree with you. The idea that you need, if you hold on to the ball, it means the opposition can't score. Yeah, I get that. but if you're not going forward, it means you're not scoring either. So,
Oh, mate, I'm with you, mate. I'm with you. I'm 100% with you. It's been quite a good match. Everton seemed quite disappointing. I expect them to play well and deny United scoring opportunities. I think they've defended really well. It was just that one. I agree with you, though. I don't think they've been as exciting in the final third. They've kind of had a lot of shots on the outside the box, not really played it into the box, which I think is United's weak area. I think
yeah.
you can work your way into the box too easy sometimes. But I think that's a great comment there by Bravine. I think you've nailed it, though. It has been quite disappointing from Everton.
Is that a Rafa thing? Do you think, or do you think it's just the way the game's panned out? Is it because no Richarlison, no Calvert-Lewin? What do you think it is? Like, why is it that way?
I've been surprised to see Demarai Gray so deep. Like I know they've got Rondon on, and like Rondon outside of the box is useless. But like I've been expecting to see, like I actually thought when I saw the team sheet, you'd see a lot of balls coming into Rondon on his feet, and he'd be
Yep.
looking for that overlap from Demarai Gray, and they'd be trying to get him to run at United because I think there's still that, particularly Lindelof. I'd say one of his weaknesses is running at him. If you can run at him, he seems to not be as confident.
Yeah.
But he's very good aerially, and a lot of them balls have got in aerially. But I mean, second half, Everton are going to have to go for it, aren't they? So I think
Yeah.
change.
Well, I was just going to look at their bench to see if there's anything they can bring on as a little bit of a, to change it up a bit.
Well, why you do that? Arben, stats mean nothing. Celtic beat Barcelona with John, one of my good mates, Nath. God bless him, big Celtic fan. He dines out on that game. Just so you know, he still mentions it as if I've never seen it.
I couldn't agree more. I love that. They're some of the best games ever. A bit of self-indulgence here. I remember a few seasons ago, Sam Allardyce versus Jose Mourinho's Chelsea, and it ended up 0-0. And I think it was Chelsea had 27 shots on or whatever, and West Ham didn't have a shot for the game, and we 0-0 draw. And it was one of the best games I've ever, because got the point at Stamford Bridge. So yeah, I agree. Stats mean nothing. I hate stats.
Do you remember David Moyes that game when he had like 60 crosses for United? Do you remember?
Yes, yeah, I do actually.
Alan, what about Liverpool? I think we play the exciting way. Honestly, I was going to say, I think Jurgen Klopp plays the closest to what I remember the great game being. It's very get the ball back quickly. It's very quick. It's fast. And I'm a huge fan of it.
Yeah, look, I've got no love for Liverpool, the football club, but their team at the moment under Klopp, yeah, they're great to watch. Last season was a bit of a, maybe just a bump in the road, but that their title-winning season, and again, watching them play, I just their dial a highlight. You know what I mean? They're just phenomenal to watch. In a lot of ways, I think they're better to watch than Man City. I love. Unfortunately, if it wasn't for the Liverpool badge, I'd love watching them dominate week in, week out, to be honest.
So, what do you think Everton can do? I know you were checking the team sheet.
Yeah, nothing excites me, to be honest. I think they're probably. Yeah, I was kind of hoping we'd move on from there, because I looked at them like, nah, there's nothing to. Nothing excites me from their bench.
To be fair, watching United over the last 12 months, I can tell you don't need anything exciting. You just need someone there, because there will be an opportunity. That's the one thing I think is the hardest thing to see about United. You will always see a chance. There is always an opportunity, and it'll come. It's just whether you take it or not.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Are they battered by injuries or something, Everton? Because they just seem to just not have their full complement. I'm not too sure.
It was kind of like, I blame that South American friendly, because ever since they went there, it's kind of like, I don't know if Richarlison brought something back that has created as many soft tissue injuries as you can think of, but they've got a few outs. They have got a few outs, like you say.
Lewis Dobbin. Don't know much about him. He can come, but the rest are defenders. Their whole bench is basically defenders. Holgate and Braithwaite. Yeah, Davey. Yeah, nothing excites me on their bench, so they're going to have to go for it with what they got. To be honest.
Do you believe City has changed the way clubs buy 60 million for Kyle Walker? He spent, I think. Well, I think it's a great question, Arben, and I think when you watch Pep play, though, he loves ball playing midfield and defenders. It's like It's something I said to my Arsenal mate, that to understand how Arteta plays, he plays the Pep way, so he needs certain players. And like you look at Barcelona when he was there, like the things their defenders could do with the ball were things when I was a kid, midfielders could do with the ball. So I think they have probably changed it, because I think everyone plays now. Look at Tuchel as well. They all play that very defense, retain the possession, control the game. And that seems to be the first mantra of all these teams.
Yeah. And basically, if you don't fit into that system, you fall out of it pretty quick. I look at the likes of like Kurt Zuma. He doesn't fall into that ball-playing defender, so he was never getting into Tuchel's team. And with the Man City back four, I mean, they're probably better ball passers than half the Premier League teams' midfielders, like you said. They're great to watch, but yeah, the money's ridiculous.
It's even like their goalkeepers. I was watching a thing with Ter and he was playing outfield in a video, and some of the things he could do, like whipping in crosses. And I was thinking, Jesus, can you imagine David Seaman could just kick the ball really long and high?
Well, it's a far cry from Joe Hart, isn't it? Like
crazy to me. Oh, good save.
Yeah.
I don't think Pep is the best manager, says Carlton forever. He had the best players at Barca. Say, you see, this is something that as a Dortmund fan, something I said to about Bayern, I'd love to see Pep do this at a mid-table team, because I think it'd be interesting. I'm not saying Pep's not a great manager. I think his preparation is stellar, and I think his tactical nous is stellar, and his motivation is stellar. But like you say, you don't fit into the system, you fall out of it. And these players are very niche, aren't they?
And I think that there's an element of, when you're getting to manage a big club, the element of, I need this player, so go out and buy him. Bang, you've got it. Where managing those mid-table clubs, it's, this is what you got. So you've got to be able to manage what you got. And you look no further than, Ole, he failed at Cardiff, didn't he? So how can you fail at Cardiff and then get the Manchester United role? Like, it's just, but that's, so I agree with that sentiment. But you look at Zidane as well. Is he a great manager? Why? Because he managed Real Madrid. At the end of the day, they've got the luxury of, I want player X. Well, we'll get you player X no matter what. Where the mid-table teams, you might have to settle for, whatever you can get. So
I'm with you, because Zidane is one of them ones that he's linked with the United job constantly, and a few of my mates on the Zizou train, and I'm like, come on, like we can't do that.
Nah,
like we can't do that. Edison was a midfielder through juniors. I didn't know that, Kyle, but it doesn't surprise me, because I tell you what, the guy's pretty talented with the ball at his feet.
Yeah, that's not a surprise. I didn't know that either. That's not a surprise.
And there it is, United doing too much with it outside the box.
I was just going to say that passage of play. I was just waiting for you to mention it. It was pretty much exactly what you were talking about before.
I feel like my granddad when I used to watch it, because he used to tell me about players like Bobby Moore and stuff who were no nonsense, and he used to go mental when Sol Campbell was on the scene, and because you'd see Sol Campbell and Rio Ferdinand as well, they'd break into the midfield, play a 1-2, and he was like, in my day, they were paid with 2 pints of mild, and they just used to kick turds out of the striker. And
Yeah.
I feel like him because as I'm getting older, like my son's playing football and he's all about, technical ability, play the
Mm.
short ball and then track into space. And I'm like, what? Just hoof it, bro. When
Yeah.
the ball's in your box, get it out, mate.
Yeah. I'll
Pick
be
out
honest.
the box.
My football career is obviously well and truly over, but I was a no nonsense centre back, which is probably why my career is over. But but yeah, I was very much the if I couldn't pass it, it was Rosie or straight down the ground. So
Yeah. I
yeah,
mean, I'd hate to play a striker nowadays because I watch the kids
yeah,
play and like the striker's got to do a lot of running. In my day, I just played off the centre back, and
Mm.
if he had the ball, 9 times out of 10, it was going straight to my left back.
Mm.
He'd just hoof the ball, so
Mm.
I couldn't really chase it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
So he's like,
yeah,
okay, cool, have a
yeah.
rest, have a chat to him.
It's nice to reminisce about the old days.
Yeah, lot simpler times. Alex shots. This isn't counting. I'm having a freak out, mate. We do round ball here as well. Round ball.
It's
Before Carlton, it was the round ball.
yep, and it was we cater to all manners of
All sports.
perversions.
All sports.
Yeah.
Arbor agrees with us. Great manager, but until he's into a mid-team and wins it, you'd rank Fergie big club with empty check. Now you're spot on, mate. Like you know what Fergie did with the
Great
United
call.
side as well. He built that, and then he did it with Aberdeen. Scotland were brilliant under him when he took over as well. They played real good football in that World Cup. Like, there's a difference in levels of manager. Like, I think if you look at Bielsa, great manager. Like, I reckon Bielsa could walk into the United job and you give him the checkbook to get the midfielders and the defenders he probably needs to stop the counter.
Yeah,
They're probably a world-class side.
I worry about Bielsa because I think similar to what we are talking about Eddie Howe before, is he too big for Leeds as far as does the way he want to manage, is it too good for what Leeds have? And you just said it before, that they're struggling to stop the counter. And I worry that if their season continues the way it's going, surely not, they wouldn't, but could they do the unthinkable and sack him?
Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it's a tough league, and the problem is the worst thing you can do. I always find in the Premier League, in any league in the United Kingdom, even Scotland, it happens. If you do well in a lower league team, in your first 2 years in the Premier League in the top flight, the expectation seems to slide massively. Like if you get 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, top 10, for some reason the expectation doesn't drop down and it stays.
Yeah, I've always thought the worst thing that happened to Sheffield and the worst thing that happened to Leeds was having great seasons in their first season. You kind of need to, in your first season back, just survive and then, move up from there. But it's the same. I go back to the Sam Allardyce days of West Ham and I was gobsmacked when people wanted him sacked. Why? Like we were never going down with him. You're talking about a club who up and down and no stability and because we finished 14th one season, everyone wanted him sacked. And obviously, we're better now than what we were. But this whole notion of, I see Leeds fans on Twitter all the time already saying Bielsa out. And it's like, hang on a minute. Get in your lane.
Mate, I'm with you. It's crazy. It's crazy. And like, I hate Leeds, but like for me,
guilty.
For me, Bielsa, the way he's playing, like they did it with Howe at Bournemouth because he set the standard so high.
Yeah.
It was tough. And there's that argument, he's spent 50 million pounds. We've got to sack him. No, you don't. Because sometimes signings fail. And the thing is, with Bournemouth, if you make a 30 million pound signing, people notice it when he's shit. But there's thousands of 30 million signings that are shit.
Yeah, heaps.
Alexander asking, do soccer teams play 2 matches in a week, 1 domestic league? They play more because we've also got 2 domestic trophies as well. So potentially you can play 3 in 7 days. It's not uncommon for teams to play 4 in 10.
The old so like West Ham played Saturday, then Thursday, and now we're playing Sunday. So yeah, the old Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, or Saturday, Thursday, Sunday. yeah, you can easily play 3 games in a week. Easily. The
It's
bigger you
crazy.
are, the more you play. Yeah, it's insane. I love it.
It's crazy. I mean, it's why I get so intensely angry with Carlton, and it seems to be noticeable because in
Yeah.
football, my
It's a
team
long
loses.
week.
Yeah, well, my team loses, and I've got 2 days to get
Yeah.
over it, and we're back on.
Look no further than the West Ham United. West Ham versus Man United. I was mortified after the Mark Noble situation. I was on Twitter acting like a proper nuff, right? I was like, oh, I was 2 days later, we beat you 1-0 in the cup, and I'm like, oh, United. It's insane. Where, like, if you didn't play that other game, you'd be miserable till Friday. And yeah, I'm
Mate,
the
I'm with
same.
you. Mate,
Mm.
it's
You don't have enough
brilliant the
time.
turnaround.
Yeah.
It's brilliant the turnaround. Like I
You're-
text you with when United lost to Villa, and then I was like 30 minutes later, Rangers played. So like I had to take my United shirt off,
Yeah,
have a cry,
yeah.
went outside for a dart, said
Yeah.
Ollie's a piece of shit, and then put my blue shirt on and was like, right, okay, get over it.
Yep,
Get over
just
it.
like that. Love it. But yeah, something about the Carlton and the AFL season just really gets to you. Like, it's a long bloody week,
Mate,
and
I'm with you. We've
your
got
man's
now
on.
Sancho on.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
love Sancho. I'm still in
yeah,
love with him. Mate, I love Sancho. And here he is. He's heard me.
yeah. Look, he's had a non-inspiring start to the Premier League season, but I mean, coming from different league, he's having sporadic starts. He's a young man. You give him time, he'll be fine.
Mate, as a Borussia
He's
Dortmund
class.
fan, I can tell
Yeah.
you,
He's
in my
class.
opinion, he is top 3 wingers in the world.
Yeah.
And mate, the kid is something else. Like that kid's vision for a pass is frightening. Frightening. It's Beckham-esque, his vision for the pass, but he plays like Ryan Giggs. So he doesn't have the repertoire that Beckham had, but he's got his eye for a pass. But he's like Ryan Giggs, cuts inside. Ooh, late claim for a penalty there. Doesn't count. But
and
no,
I think
he's a great player.
Yeah, I think and again, it's probably the era of social media and Twitter, as much as we love Twitter, but people writing him off already. And I was saying, hang on a minute, he's a young kid. It's 6 games into the league. They'll come good, even if he doesn't come good this season. Like next season, he'll come good. Or, the history is littered with players like that. Scores and scores of players have struggled in their first season or half a season, and then just exploded after that. So, he'll be all right. I like him.
Absolute world class. I honestly, absolutely world class. Like he will kill it. I'll make Pom's big call in 2 years' time. I reckon he will be the best player on this team.
All right.
Absolute
I'll write that down.
Once he gets used to the pace of the game,
yeah,
he'll be absolute.
It's a different
superstar.
world. It's a different world, the Premier League. So yeah, but I like him. I think he'll be fine.
I'll tell you, if they get Haaland, because I think CR7 is a sign United have got Haaland.
Yeah, just that stopgap. It's pretty fair stopgap.
1 year stopgap. Yep. Yeah, but I just think it's the 1 year prepare. Because United need to get used to playing with a world class striker, and Haaland is. And up until then, they haven't played it. And Ronaldo plays very similar when you watch Haaland.
Yeah,
how he moves to how Haaland does. He drops deep into the midfield and then suddenly takes off. They need to get used to that. You slot Haaland in a year, phenomenal.
There were 3 players that would really, pique my interest on no matter which club they went to, and that would have been obviously Ronaldo, Messi, but Haaland was the third one. Really piqued my interest. Like, where's he going to go? Who's he going to go to? And because I rate him, I think he's different class.
Mate, I've never seen a finisher like it since Shearer, and then he's got pace, strength. Like he's brilliant. Here we are. Sancho's there. Go on.
Seriously, the game's changed. The game has changed.
Oh, McTominay! Oh, he would have scored if that was Scotland. That would have been top bins.
The game's changed, mate. Since Sancho and CR7 have come on, it's changed.
Well, you see, what I'm enjoying about Sancho here is he's hugging the touchline, and that's what he did at Dortmund. He hugs the touchline, finds the space, and then he takes off. He naturally plays quicker. Absolute takes off. Absolute phenomenal player. Like you put Haaland in this team with him, goals. I know Stuart, big Liverpool fan. I'm Southwick fan. Oh God, Stu, you're better than that.
Yeah.
You're better than that.
Was he just listening to our conversation, or?
Yeah. Mate, Sancho is something else. Tell you what, that scares me that I've just seen decor overlap.
So I guess what are the chances of seeing Lingardinho tonight?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh.
I've got a sneaky suspicion he'll bring on. If we score again, he'll bring on probably another centre back.
Yeah.
Bring on. I've got a feeling. This is my prediction. He'll bring Delort. He'll bring Delort on, and he'll replace Wan-Bissaka, and you'll be like, "Why have you made that tactical change?"
Yeah.
Which he always does a tactical change. So far, I agree with him, but he always does one that I'm like, "What the fuck was that about?" They have to find a replacement for Fred. Oh fuck! Anyone? What are you doing?
Yeah. In other news, water is wet. Like
he is, mate. Honestly, yeah. I've actually forgot about him, Carlton. Thanks for mentioning him.
Dear, oh dear. But I'll tell you, the game's changed since Sancho's come on for sure. He's
mate. Look at him. Look, take him on.
Have the confidence, young fella.
I love it. I love a bit of Sancho, man.
Yeah.
Are we happy with George Hewitt? Yeah, we are, Arben. We love it.
Oh yeah. He's the boss. George Hewitt can't get any better. Is
Messi still the best player in the world? I don't think he ever was, in my opinion.
I was just about to say that.
Biased. I'm biased because I love CR7, but I would say, in my opinion, the best player in the world today, for me, is Haaland.
So I think for me, if Ronaldo and Messi were toe to toe, if they were tight, what Ronaldo's done in the first month or so of the coming back to the Premier League has pretty much made him streets ahead. If you're talking about the Ronaldo Messi debate, to come back to the toughest league in the world and literally take the piss like he has, I think the debate's almost over. If there ever was one. As far as the best player right now in the world, yeah, Haaland, he's great. In a lot of ways, I like Bruno Fernandes. In a lot of ways, De Bruyne, these types. Yeah, but no, Ronaldo's he's different class. Oh,
what is going on here? Look at this overlap. Look at the space. And there's your one chance. For fuck's sake, I told you you'd see the chance.
We knew it. Is it Townsend?
And has Townsend just done the Sue celebration?
He did.
What a fucking melt.
Everyone's doing it. Everyone's doing it when they score against United. That's it was opened up.
I can't believe Ronaldo signed for this shit.
Look at this. But talk about a counter-attacking team. How much did they
counter-attack though? And
it was huge. How much did they open up? It's
hard to believe we have 2 CDMs, but what the fuck is Fred doing there? And look at the tracking back effort here from McTominay.
Yeah, that's not great.
Tell you what, I played centre forward, and my tracking back was better than that. And I don't think I ever got past the halfway line. If I did, I was pissed off.
He had all the time in the world then for that finish. It was that open. So 1-1. Oh.
Look at Wan-Bissaka as well. Like, stick your leg out, son.
He did. Oh, he tried to do the Sue. It was a poor attempt.
What a dickhead.
That was shit.
Can a centre back be the best player in the world? I think they can be. I think there's been times that they've been close. Cannavaro Maldini was one of the best players I've ever seen.
if he's about to follow up with Van Dijk, I don't know. Yeah, yeah. Look, they can be. So
if Sam Walsh played the run game, I think he'd be close. I think he'd be close. To answer your question earlier, Mo Salah would be in my top 5.
yeah. Great call.
Bruno, that was coming. We said it at half time, didn't I? You always get one chance with United. You just got to take it. And there it was. Oh, what the fuck is Luke? Honestly, Luke Shaw's distribution running into the box is up there with North Korea. It is appalling.
Jeez, Doucouré's a big man, isn't he?
He's a youth. Like, if you spilt his drink, you'd refill it.
Yeah. Gee whiz.
And here we are. Look, you see, they've just slotted back now. Look how many people they're at. And this is where United now, they've suddenly started to slow down. Like all the space Sancho had with a quick ball.
It's gone. Just gone.
It's gone. And this is why everyone will say Sancho is shit. Because he needs the ball played at pace, so he's got the one-on-one. And now he's going to have 2 bastards on him all game. And everyone's going to be like, oh, Sancho's rubbish.
So you got literally 9 Everton players in the screen at the moment.
And this is what annoys me about Ollie, because a draw at Old Trafford is a win.
Yeah, 100%. And this is what I was mentioning before about how you're needing your strikers to make their own magic because nothing's happening. So it's going to be Bruno or Ronaldo who's going to have to do something magic to get a goal here. And I don't know. We'll see what happens.
And that corner doesn't help.
No.
What are our thoughts of Sturridge coming to Perth Glory? Great question, Chris. I can't believe it. You know, the other day, my mate didn't believe me. He's won 2 Champions League medals. That's unbelievable. That's unfathomable to me.
Is he the biggest name to come to the A-League?
I'd say Del Piero. You see, we were talking about this, and I said there's probably a good argument though, because Del Piero only won 1 Champions League. Yes, he won the World Cup, but Sturridge has won 2 Champions Leagues. Like, he'd be close.
I was talking to my old man about this, and he was saying he thinks Sturridge, by purely the fact that he played for Liverpool, and more people in Australia probably follow Liverpool than what they would the Italians possibly. So,
mate, spot on, I'm with you, because Del Piero was what, 39. Like, Sturridge could still probably do a job in the Premier League.
Depends how is he fit. How's his body? I mean, he's held together by sticky tape at the moment, isn't he? So I don't know.
I can't wait to see that fucking celebration.
saw it on the news the other night.
I can't wait to see it. What a complete fucking dickhead he was.
I can't wait to see it. You know, Sturridge gets it. Oh, what? And there it is. And it's yep, that's right. Adelaide 4, Perth 1.
I can't wait to see Sturridge. I am excited about seeing him back. I'm surprised they haven't got him for Wilshire, because, like, tell you what, Jackie Wilshire, quality footballer.
I think Newcastle Jets were looking at him. Is his arrogance going to stop him from coming? I don't know. Interesting one.
There's talk. I don't know how true, but evidently Celtic sounded him out, and he said he felt he could do a job at a higher level. Oh, look, they're bringing Pogba on.
Yeah, here he is.
I love this, man. I love it. Like, yes, and Fred's going off.
Bye-bye.
There is a God.
With Wilshere, I mean, his time at West Ham was quite disappointing. I was stoked at the timing of when we signed him. Free transfer, Jack Wilshere, 26 years old at the time. Like, yeah, man. And he was woeful at West Ham, woeful. So, I don't know. Went to Bournemouth for a little bit.
Scored a stonker at Bournemouth.
Yeah. So, I would like to see
it. Potential great player he was.
His body just fell apart, unfortunately.
Like Kyle said, Sturridge couldn't stay fit in the 20s. I think that was his own fault, though. Like, he doesn't look like the most hardcore trainer, does he?
Loved to drink.
Just looking at him, he didn't look like the most dedicated in training.
Nah. And and I've had these conversations many times with people. I mean, there's no coincidence that the best of the best hardly ever get injured because they're ultimate professionals. They train properly, they recover properly, they don't do the soft tissue injuries.
Oh, you look at Ronaldo, it's a way of life.
Yeah. Makes me sick.
Look at this there. Look, 5 players around Ronaldo. You see, this is what I don't understand. I watched this in the Villa game. People are flooding Ronaldo's space, which says to me, if I've got 4 players on me, and trust me, I was nowhere near good enough to have 4 players on me, but I've occasionally had 2. Like, that means there's someone without a player in my team. So you move the ball quickly.
It's right. You're right. Like there's only 10 players out on the field. It's you've got to. Yeah, I say the same with most sports. Even with footy, like you watch it all the time, and how can a bloke be being if a bloke's getting double teamed? Why are you passing it to him? Like there's got to be someone free. So yeah, and you're right. The Villa game was very similar. Very similar. Part of me wishes that West Ham did that because we let Ronaldo free. He had the whole box to himself. But anyway, that's another.
It's how you defend Ronaldo because, like, I've noticed Ronaldo really comes deep for the ball, which I really enjoy.
Yeah,
that from him, but he doesn't quite often. Oh, go on. Oh, McTominay. You don't often see many people go with him when he does that, which I find weird because I find that United could use that to their strength, which we don't seem to. Like, you watch it when he drops deep, no one comes with him.
Yeah, that's an interesting point there. Like he just attracts so much of everything. Like you're always looking at him, you're always watching him, that you kind of miss what's going on as well. He's just he's a phenomenal player. He's just a phenomenal player.
The last thing I'd want to do in my life is defend Ronaldo.
Yeah, not wrong.
Like, just watching him, it's his turn of pace. Oh, United in trouble here on the overlap. Demarai Gray. See, that's where you want Demarai Gray, though, running at Lindelof. Like, if I was Rafa, and you saw Rafa there, he was indicating to the defence, push up a bit more. If you can get the ball one-on-one, this is where Lindelof, look, he had no idea what he was doing there, Lindelof. He was just praying for the touchline.
Yeah. It's proper counter-attacking football here from Everton.
Oh, there he is. He's through.
Oh!
Ronnie!
What did I say? Yeah, it's going to be a moment of magic, and that was nearly it. It was a wonderful ball here. I love this bit of play, and just did Pickford get a hand on that?
No, I think he just went straight wide.
No, yeah.
So, to be fair, as a striker who had no left foot, that is very hard to do as well. He nearly got the angle there.
Yeah, that was...
It's too early to say Ange is the David Teague of SPL. I'll defend Ange in one way. At least he's playing the players in the right positions. Like,
who said that? That's a great comment.
Stuart, he is a big Celtic fan.
Yeah, I love that. I hope, Stuart, do you mind if I use that? I might just.
I'm hoping Ange becomes the Stewie Jew, and you just keep him. You just keep him forever.
Win percentage of 20% or something. Just got the same physique, I guess.
It's so weird that we're playing Hibs and that is top of the table clash. It's so weird.
I like it.
So weird though. Like
is
like 1 and 2, and I'm like, oh Jesus.
Is Australian Martin Boyle still playing at Hibs? Is he?
Oh, Boyle. I think he's still at Hibernian actually.
Was it the Australian legend? Is he?
Yeah, nice. He's still there.
Oh yeah, never stepped foot in the country, and he represents Australia. Love him to bits.
Mate, you've got to love that.
Yeah,
The David Teague of
no, that's
it,
great, Stuart. That was a really good
it's
call.
funny because when you guys beat him, West Ham, he wanted him sacked. My mate Nath wanted him sacked.
Oh
From
really? Well, we did absolutely bury them. To be fair,
and like I said
6-2
to
or
him, I
something.
was like, "It's your first pre-season game." And the week after, they lost to who did they lose to? Tranmere, I think it was. And
Ah
he
yeah.
was like, "He's got to go." And I'm like, "Carlton fans are telling me that we've got to give Teague more time."
They would have done in pre-season.
And he was like, "How long's he been there?" And I was like, "He's been there 2 years. You want him gone after 2 games?"
Look, you're not wrong. Part of me worries with the style of Twitter, the way it goes. Is heaven forbid Michael Voss loses his first community NAB game or whatever they call it against St Kilda that we usually cop in Ballarat or something like that. Heaven forbid we lose that, because they'll
Mate,
be
I'm
on
with
him.
you. Mate, I still find it hard. I've been here 10 years, and Australians are like really nice because they give people chances. Like,
Yeah,
my limit's 2 bad games.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Two
yeah.
bad games, and I'm starting looking for a pitchfork.
Well, my late grandfather, who was English, born and bred, and he had 2 bad minutes was his limit. It was I remember famously it was Carlton versus Adelaide, and we were watching it, and I think Adelaide literally kicked a point straight from the centre clearance, kicked a point. He's like, "Well, we're gone now." I'm like, "Yeah, mate." Yeah, rest his soul, but yeah, he definitely jumped off so quick. So
mate, I'm with you. Like, I'm like, you've only got to watch my live streams of the football. Like 1 minute I'm happy, next minute I'm like, bumming on death's door. Like that's just
the roller
casual.
coaster.
That's just normal.
Yeah, it's
That's
certainly a roller
insanity.
coaster. Yeah, good.
Oh, Tim says he feels like there's another goal in this game. I'm with you, bro.
Mm, yeah, I
There
think
is a
so too.
goal. There's probably a 90th minute penalty.
That'll be missed. I'm
That
not confident. I'm not confident to say which team I think it will be for, because I think both teams are getting some good opportunities. But I'm feeling another goal too, for sure. I know a couple of my mates are hoping it's going to be Ronaldo, so their sports bet account gets a bit of a pick me up.
if it's going to be anyone, it's
Mm.
got Ronaldo written over it, hasn't it?
100%, 100%.
Yeah, Kyle's saying Italian soccer teams, they give you 3 or 4 games. Mate, how it should be. How it should be. You know, like, keep these boys under pressure.
Yeah, 100%.
I'd love to see a bit of soccer mentality in AFL.
Yeah. I think, what did I say to? I said to my old man the other day, I said, "Do you think Manchester City would cop 10 years of not winning a trophy like Geelong have with Chris Scott?" It's a different world, isn't it? They
Well, do you
don't.
remember his first year, Pep? There was City fans, which surprised me, were saying he was overpaid, he was overrated. Like, they won like the FA Cup, didn't they, the first year, and finished second in the league. And they were
Yeah.
all going crazy about him, saying, "Oh, we got to get rid of him." I'm like, Jesus Christ! Yeah, like you've got no history. You might want to calm down.
Yeah.
Before you start
Yeah.
sacking people.
Yeah. One of my best mates is a Chelsea supporter, and if they're not playing Champions League or anything, he just gets right off it. And I said, "Man, I'm just happy to stay in the Premier League, to be honest."
That was sad. That, do you remember when Lampard got fired and then they go on and win the Champions League? And
Yeah.
I have a
Yeah.
sneaky suspicion that he would have probably won the Champions League as the coach.
They had a good run in, didn't they? Like, but yeah, that was. I don't think you'll ever
Lampard.
see. I don't think you'll ever see him manage again for a while in the top league after that happened. But yeah,
Got to say though, Tuchel's done really well with Chelsea. I'll give him that.
Yeah. I rate him. I rate him highly. Bringing Lukaku back is huge for them as well.
Oh, there you are.
Oh.
Pogba.
He's
I can't criticise Pogba because I said that I want to see him have more attempts on goal. But
it wasn't a bad shot.
bit of whip.
Yeah.
Bit of whip there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't mind that. I'd take that.
Look at that, Ollie. I'm not too sure about Pogba's lid.
Yeah. It's different class, isn't it?
You know, I used to. I wish my pop was alive because he used to complain about like players having like side partings and gel in the hair. And he was pre-Pogba. I reckon he saw Pogba, he'd have a fit.
Yeah, just the short back and sides, isn't that the way?
Oh, he used to do his note about Beckham and saying he can't be too focused on football. He's got a different hairstyle. And Beckham, to be fair, didn't really have that wacky hairstyles compared to players now.
I think the worst Beckham had was the double ponytail. Was that the?
Yeah, he had the mohawk as well. Do you remember that?
Yeah, yeah.
That was fairly that wasn't a good cut.
He had it shaved off for a while there. That was all right.
The Ronaldo wedge as well. I remember the fat Ronaldo. And he had the wedge.
Yeah.
Oh, here we are, Pogba.
No.
Interesting, but corner ball. This is dangerous here as well because you got Ronaldo.
Well, I was about to say it's dangerous as well from a counter point of view.
Well, I mean, it is. I mean, it doesn't help when. Oh.
I think that's a long way off. I think it looked closer than what it actually was, but free header in the box.
To be honest, though, like at first I thought that was behind him, but he's not even looking at it. Look, he's flinched out of that.
Yeah, that's not great. I think that'll get replayed a couple of times.
I was a very good headerer of the ball. That was something my pop drilled into me as a young boy. And he would have beat my ass if I flinched out of a header.
That's it's something that separates the elite of the best of the best. If most footballers can play with their feet, we know that. But what separates, if you can get that header, like that's what makes Ronaldo so brilliant, is how good he is in the air.
It's a weird thing though, because it's something that bad turnover.
Oh no.
Oof. It's something when you're right, Kyle, slabhead. I've got a massive forehead as well. So it was a great target. But it's something that, like, I've taught my kids from a young age. It doesn't hurt. If it comes off the hard part of your head, you don't notice it. And it shocks you when you're a kid that the harder the balls hit into you, when it comes off that part of your head, you don't even feel it.
Yeah, I think obviously as a career-long centre back, I obviously had to head it. Oh no!
Oh, massive overlap. That's got to be offside, surely. It's not.
Ooh.
If the defence has gone to sleep and that is onside, tough from that angle. But if they've literally tried to play an offside trap in your 6-yard box, someone needs firing.
Is that
is unforgivable.
It's offside. He's offside. He's a mile offside.
Yeah, I was going to say, if he was onside, like he's played it onside straight away, they've said, on field, but that is unbelievable. I was going to say, if that was onside.
It is a mile offside.
I've never seen that. I was going to say that would be the first time I've ever seen anyone in the 6-yard box be onside. Like,
Yeah, no, that was. I'm surprised it took so long for the linesman or the assistant referee, as they say, to flag it. But yeah, that was miles off.
was it Fergie who threw the boot at Bex? Yeah, it was. It was the famous Alice Band moment as Pogba's got the ball here.
Oh,
What is Pogba fucking doing there? There's two things I've noticed in today's game. I'm going to sound like an old man, right? One,
jeez, he's doing.
when players have got their back to the defender, no one seems to have a clue anymore how to beat them.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? Like, all he's got to do there is back in and someone's got to just run to him. But you're taking the guy out of the game. And the second thing is, why does no one know how to beat the first man in a cross anymore?
Oh, mate, whether it's free kicks or corners or just in general play, the amount of ball that hits that first man, it drives me absolutely insane. I don't know what they're trying to do with it. No, it drives me insane. It absolutely. If I say it once, I say it 100 times during a game. Like, beat the first man. How do you not get it over the first man? It's just, yeah. And that's crept. You're right. That has crept in, and it just happens. It happens so often that you're almost immune to it, but it still frustrates the living daylights out of me.
It's some of the things that I've noticed that it's just some things that juniors don't get taught, like crossing. Everyone had to cross the ball. When I was a kid, everyone had to put in 5 corners. Everyone had to put in 5 crosses every day in training. It was something that was a basic skill that was worked on. And the last place I wanted to be was on the wing as a kid, but like occasionally you find yourself on the wing.
Oh, of course.
And you've got to know how to do it. What is, like, Mason Greenwood, honestly, give me that guy's finishing and any other dickhead's brain.
That was not great. That was not great.
Like, even if Ronaldo would run on, how fast does he think Ronaldo is?
99 on FIFA.
And you see, this is what I always think as a striker. Imagine playing with this group at the moment. Like, imagine. Like, I don't know how Ronaldo does it.
Well, he does it himself, doesn't he?
Yeah, I've seen it, Kyle. I've seen my son train. They don't cross half as much. They don't even head half as much. Heading was something that was drilled into us as young boys, like absolutely drilled into us. Everyone had to head the ball. Even the goalkeeper had to do heading practice.
Yeah, well, it's probably something that's crept in. It's all about ball retention, how fit you can be, rainbow flicks and stuff that they're doing at training.
It's something I've noticed at training as well. When my son goes, that they're allowed to do tricks. When I was a kid, you did too many tricks. You got battered.
When I was a kid, if you even looked like you were going to do a roll the boot over or something, it was you used to get in big trouble. And my old man wouldn't have a bar of it either, to be honest.
Mate, honestly, tell you, the closest I got to do a trick is I'd occasionally do a chop. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fake chop. I'd do one. I wouldn't do any more in a row.
Yeah.
And I thought I was Well, I would have thought I was Ronaldo or Baggio back then when I was a kid. Like doing that, I thought it was brilliant.
The closest thing, being the centre back. Go on.
Oh, go on, Ronaldo. Go on. Oh, for God's sake, Sancho, get your foot through it.
It's very timid. The one thing that, being the centre back, just letting the ball roll through my legs and turning, like thinking you're prime PK, just like just sliding through, and it's coming onto your left side. You just let it roll through, and you slide onto your right, and you just think, that looked mint, but really, it just, yeah.
Oh, mate, times have changed. Kyle agrees with us. Like he was saying when he was a kid, they cross. Nowadays, you see, I don't get it. Like, I can hear my first soccer coach when I played for Everton under 13s. I can hear him now screaming, "Beat the first man!" Like, I can hear me being in the box and the left back deflecting it and hearing him scream that. at the right back. Like I'm in the right wing. I can hear it in my head now, clear as day.
It's just a fundamental skill that's just gone out of the game.
Mate, I'd be fuming if you didn't beat the first man as well. I'd let you know.
It happens so much.
I'd let you know. I'd let you know as a fat striker if you kept hitting the first man. I'd be fuming.
So,
and then if it was too high as well, if it was too high, I was a particular striker. Had to be just in my sweet zone. If you didn't quite hit me there, I wasn't happy.
Different breed. You got to be a different breed to be a striker.
Yeah, it's always your fault. Yeah,
I like it.
If I didn't quite get my toe out, you should have played it into me.
Yeah. Or if you just trail a little bit offside, why don't you pass it quicker?
Yeah, it's got to come quicker, boys.
Yeah.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
The only people that blame other players more are goalkeepers. So.
Yeah, goalkeepers. Yeah, that's something that I didn't have to do. I had to go back for defending set pieces, but I didn't like it, especially like when the ball hangs in the air off a deflection, and you're like, "Is the keeper coming?" and you don't hear it, and then suddenly you get punched in the back of the head, and the keeper has the audacity to tell you it was his.
Yeah,
you're like, "That's sauce."
That's happened to me countless times. I hate the ones where they kind of float in the air and you've got no power to get the head on. I'm just going to head this, and it's going to land like beautifully just outside the box for a volley top bins. Just like,
There's nothing worse as well than the goalkeeper shouting out to you as well as he comes for the punch in your ear.
Yeah, no, it's like, or the goalkeeper out, clear him. Like, what do you think I'm going to do? Like,
I was just going to stay here, mate.
Yeah.
Here we are. This is
Fergie time.
We'll take the free. Rafa, you don't want a penny here or Fernandez will sky it. Hopefully they've learned the lesson. Me and my mate had this argument. He was trying to defend Ollie, going 88% penalty. 88% penalty conversion. And I'm like, mate, it's Ronaldo though. He'll be about 100 in the last 10 minutes. Last 10 minutes of the game, I bet it'll be 100%.
Yeah, it's all about time as well. Yeah, you're right.
How the fuck is Pogba hovered in an offside position in a set piece?
Work rate.
How?
Yeah.
And just quietly, what was that set piece?
It was
floating. What was Ronaldo meant to do with that?
Again, that's what I'm saying. It's the jump on my back, or Ronaldo will do it, boys. Get it to him and he'll do it. They're not going to play that. They're not going to play that set piece if it wasn't Ronaldo.
What the fuck's Varane doing there? That's some National League level defending there. The big hoof.
Yeah, I love it.
This is embarrassing. This though, 1-1 Old Trafford against Everton with half a team out.
The vultures will come.
Like, what's Ollie doing smiling? He knows he's throwing it home to Everton. And to be fair, oh my God, like, honestly, the vision of some of these United players is like fucking Helen Keller. Like,
yeah. It'll be interesting to see young Sean from the Ian Prendercast. He Mad United fan. He generally posts negative stuff about United, so I'll be interested to jump on Twitter and have a look at that. But full time, 1-1. Can't say
it. Things I don't like there, like the full time whistle goes and Pogba run to pick the ball up, like he's excited the game's ended.
Yeah, well, what's his angle?
It's poor though, isn't it? 1-1.
It's not a great result. Look, Everton they've had a wonderful start to the season. Everton, to be honest, this just continues it. But yeah, team unity. They're excited, but I'd be pretty flat in the United dressing room at the moment. But where does he turn to? What does he go to now? What can he do? Where does he go now? International break.
I think it's something that, like, I know that Mike Phelan was credited with the move in Ronaldo's debut that freed him up by dropping him a bit deeper for 5 minutes, giving him a break. That's the one thing that worries me about United. It feels like the tactical intrigue is coming from elsewhere. But to me, I just feel like you've got to change shape. Like, playing 2 CDMs at home to Everton is literally saying to me, oh, I'm a little bit worried. Like, if I was Everton, I was in the dressing room and I was their striker, and you told me McTominay and Fred were playing, I'd be like, fucking brilliant. They're going to be sitting back. I can run in between their centre-backs, and you just play it into me all day. Play it into me all day. But I just feel like he needs to, kind of a bit like David Teague in a way, I feel like he needs to back himself in and be like, we can play. Because when we move the ball quickly in 5-minute spurts, we look quite good. Like that goal, quick movement, people were free. Sancho in the second half had a lot of freedom. But when you move it slow, you allow players to set up.
Yeah, look, I think when you come out against Manchester United and the team's laid out with the 2 CDMs, you think, brilliant. You're not going to, your goals aren't going to be peppered for the whole game, for the whole 90 minutes. Where when you go to Old Trafford or Anfield or Emirates, Eddie had all those big teams. You expect to cop 90 minutes of full-on pressure, and to be honest, I'd be surprised. I'll look it up right now. Like I said before, I'm not a stats man, but I reckon they had the same amount of shots. United 13 shots to Everton 12. I mean,
it's shocking.
That's not an Old Trafford game. That's not an Old Trafford game.
If I were you, if you want a good game, I'll probably watch the Chelsea-Southampton game. But I reckon Leeds-Watford will be a ripper.
Leeds-Watford for me.
Wolves-Newcastle. I like watching Wolves play, but I'll be watching Chelsea-Southampton because I've captained Lukaku in the fantasy. So I'll be cheering the big boy home.
Yeah, no. For me, it's anytime Leeds. They're just a great team to watch. There's going to be goals either for or against. So I'd be going Leeds. But yeah, also Chelsea. I do enjoy the way Chelsea play at the moment. But yeah,
I'm with you, mate. And Tim will wrap up with this question. You've been saying this. Did Man United have Carlton's problem relying on individual brilliance? Spot on. I mean, for me, to answer Fazz's question earlier as well, I'd say the way you play is the team that was out for the last 10 minutes. That's how I'd start. And if you want to control the game, go 2-0 up, bring Fred on 40 minutes to go and shut shop up. But I think at the moment, the way it is, you saw Ronaldo was expected to get a ball 20 yards over his head, bring it down in a free kick one-on-one. It's individual brilliance.
We've often said, as Carlton supporters, sometimes we play our best games when Patrick Cripps was injured, when he wasn't playing. Sometimes we looked our best. It's a similar situation here. When Ronaldo's on the field, you've got 10 other blokes looking at him saying, where's Ronaldo? Get it to Ronaldo and he'll do the rest. And of course, I mean, he has that aura, he has that mantra about him, but you need a team. If you're going to win it, it needs to be a team. If anything, he's too good. And that's the problem. That's the problem. So, I think that's a great. Was that Tim? I think that was a great comparison. Is that individual brilliance, that reliance on it? Yeah, spot on.
It is, yeah. And I mean, it breaks my heart. It breaks my heart. It really does. But thank you, everyone, for joining me. Thanks to Fazz. Me and Fazz will do this every week if everyone's keen. We've had some. Yeah. We'll do an early game. And
love it.
We'll do it. But thanks, everyone, for joining. And we'll catch you all soon.
No worries. Thank you.